How do you manage the emotional response to feedback?
I've been thinking about feedback for a long time, and it's super interesting to think about feedback, especially in the context of stress and in the workplace, because feedback is sometimes a stressful scenario, and we can't avoid stress all the time. We definitely need to help correct somebody's performance, help correct our own performance in places where, especially when we're impacting the rest of the company or other team members or something else in a negative way. Those are things that need to be resolved, and often feedback is the route to that. And so, one of the things that getting that, like, dealing with that threat response comes back to sort of the culture, having comfort, open communication, ability to be vulnerable. And the thing that we didn't mention earlier is like trying to build an understanding that that when you get feedback or when you give feedback, it's in the interest of improvement. Really, that's a sort of another way of reframing things. Like, this is this feedback might feel bad or it might feel a little bit stressful, but my colleague is really trying to help me. My colleague is trying to help the team. Here's some goals that we're all trying to achieve together, and I think this is a way to do it. And so that again helps sort of get that initial response. I think naturally, I did some reading about this recently, and probably misquoting the material, but I think naturally when we get feedback, we kind of see it a little bit as a status threat. Like our status might be changing, like someone's saying something negatively. I was part of this team, as part of this group, everything was going well, and now there's something I need to correct, and that feels like that's a little bit of a status threat. So but it's important to sort of have that framing and understand that over your career, you're going to be getting and giving feedback. And over time, sort of understanding that, like, you might need to deal with these emotions. They will pass. They'll come through, and after that, they do, like, have some chance to reflect on what the actual feedback is.